Hello, dear listener, and welcome to the very first episode of this podcast, Awakened. Now what? In here you'll find episodes that are meant to take you on a journey of self-discovery, guiding you through a stream of consciousness that can awaken certain aspects of your psyche. All you need to do is find a comfortable place to sit or lay down, drink a cup of your favorite beverage, and allow yourself to flow with the discussions and reflections that will be presented. Are you ready? Take a deep breath, relax, and let's dive deep within. Every journey starts at the beginning, and as a writer would say, an empty page is the hardest part to get through. Yet what makes this journey unique is that an empty page will be both the start and the end of the story we are going to tell. And this is how you came into existence. Try to remember what it was like when you were born. At first you might find it a bit difficult, because after all, it was many years ago. But if you think about it, there is not really a lot you need to remember. For emptiness was the quality of your consciousness back then. You see, a baby is in many ways like that blank paper. Try to imagine being born into this world with no conception of your planet, your country, your family, or even yourself. You had no language to conceptualize your own existence, to give you a point of reference to distinguish yourself from others. You were empty. All you knew as you opened your eyes is that you were feeling and experiencing something. You felt and saw some movements, yet you couldn't really distinguish any of it, as everything was literally being presented to you for the very first time. In a way, your experience was unified. Everything was happening in one field of experience. The sensations of your body, the things you saw, smelled, and heard, were all chaotically intertwined without a rational mind to categorize and organize them into a sensible experience. Eventually, you saw something in your field of vision, a hand that moved, and naturally, instinctually, you tried to reach out and grab it. But then you realized that what you were trying to reach was the same thing you were using to reach with, not any hand, but your own. So you began to identify that if your hands moved with your intention, they were a part of you. Other things around you, however, were not. For the first time, your empty page began to be filled with one basic notion. There is not just one, there are two. There is you, and there are things that are not you. The dual nature of reality began to be experienced. So, how was that for going all the way back to the beginning? Did you get that glimpse of the emptiness that was once your whole experience of reality? Well, the journey of awakening is not so different after all, right? The order is just somewhat reversed. We call it awakening when you experience a shift in your consciousness that allows a shift in your perspective. It gives you a sense of clarity, a deep inner peace, or a strong connection with something beyond yourself. Basically, the stories from your life book, which were filled with pages and pages of everything you have learned and experienced in your life, they all are revisited, and your story begins to take a different shape. Not a blank slate, though that may happen sometimes, but it certainly starts to lose its rigidity. You start to see that your life story is nothing but a story after all. Now, if you are listening to this, there might be different reasons that brought you to this moment. Perhaps you've already had one or multiple deep experiences in which your constructs of reality were shaken, and you had a recognition of not just this, but many of the things that we're going to discuss. You may be wanting to give yourself a moment to relax and center into your inner master. Or you might just be curious, having heard about spirituality and awakening many times before, and you wish to understand what is that really all about and whether it is available to you. Awakening is a natural consequence of the process of self-discovery. It can start in a myriad of different ways, but self-discovery, by definition, means that the journey is always personal and unique. You and only you will experience it a certain way. It is a personal path where you open yourself up to newer levels of understanding and deeper levels of experience. Perhaps you have experienced moments of transcendence, synchronicity, or intuition that left you questioning the nature of reality. Or maybe you have felt a calling to explore spirituality, or a desire to heal, to reconnect and be at peace with yourself. Many spiritual traditions and philosophies have given name to these experiences. Some call it a spiritual awakening, others call it a shift in consciousness, a realization of your true nature, or a connection to the divine. But regardless of what you call it, the essence of awakening is the same: the recognition of your true self, the observer behind your ego. It is a moment when you realize that you are not just your thoughts, emotions, or physical sensations. You are not limited by the labels, roles, or expectations that society or your own mind have imposed on you. You are not separate from the world around you. Instead, you realize you are an integral part of it. Awakening is a journey of discovery, of uncovering the layers of conditioning, fears, and illusions that have kept you from realizing your true potential. It is a journey of healing, of reconnecting with your inner child, your wounded parts, and your innate wholeness. And while each awakening journey is unique and personal, there are common stages and themes that many people go through. Some experience a dark night of the soul, a period of intense questioning, doubt, and despair that shakes the foundation of their reality. Others go through a spiritual emergence, a process of opening up to new perspectives, practices, and experiences that expand their consciousness. Some find solace in traditional spiritual practices like meditation, yoga, or even prayer, while others explore alternative approaches like psychedelics, energy work, or practicing the mystical arts. Some find inspiration in ancient esoteric traditions like Taoism, Buddhism, or Sufism, while others resonate with contemporary teachings like non-duality, mindfulness, or the law of attraction. Regardless of the path you choose, remember that awakening is not a destination, but a continuous process of unfolding. It is not about escaping your humanity, but embracing it fully. It is not about denying your ego, but transcending it to connect with your true self. So, dear listener, I invite you to embark on this journey of awakening with an open heart and a curious mind. Trust that you have all the resources, wisdom, and guidance you need within you. And remember, you are not alone. There are many others out there who are also awakening to their true nature. Together, we can create a more loving, compassionate, and awakened world. Together, we are one. And with that, come to the end of this episode, but the beginning of our journey together. And just like a blank page waiting to be filled with words, your awakening journey is an open invitation to explore the vastness of your inner world. So go ahead and write your own adventure, and remember to always leave some room for plot twist and character development. Until next time, keep observing, keep discovering, and keep writing your masterpiece.